Terrific. You are a food waste geek.
I am.
I love it. Meghan, we've talked through this panel about farm level food waste. We've talked about consumer. Can you talk to us a little bit more about retail level? We haven't really heard that perspective and kind of the role that the industry plays in the whole food waste discussion.
Sure. So, hi everybody. I'm Meghan Stasz. I'm with the Grocery Manufacturers Association. So that catchy acronym is the trade association here in DC that represents the major food and CPG brands. So we're the Crafts and the ConAgras and the Procter & Gamble's. And I am sort of out of zippy food waste facts because I'm last. I also didn't bring a flag, so I'm feeling a little like I need to step up my food waste game here. But I'm here on behalf of something called the Food Waste Reduction Alliance, which is a cross-industry effort that was formed in 2011 between GMA, so all the major food brands, food and beverage brands, FMI, which is the association that represents retail grocery stores, and the National Restaurant Association. And we banded together in a pretty unique way, like I said, about 4 years ago, to address the challenge of food waste in our supply chain. And we came to that issue because we were doing some other sustainability work that affects each of our industries, and we started digging into EPA's landfill data here in the US. And we saw what Patricia mentioned, which is that the single biggest piece of what goes into our landfills in the United States is food. And so here we are, the food industry, and we were saying, whoa, why isn't anybody talking about this? You know, what can we do? What should we be doing? You know, what are the benchmarks that we need to be working on? You know, what are the solutions that we need to be advancing? So we got together. We have about 8 companies from each of our respective industries that make up the FWRA. It's currently co-chaired by ConAgra, Wegmans, and Wendy's. And we look at getting better data around how much food waste is being generated in our section of the supply chain, as well as how much food is being donated. We're really lucky to be partnering with Feeding America, who I know Karen Hanner's here from Feeding America in the audience. They're the world's, soon to be the world's, if not the world's actually, the country's certainly largest network of food banks. So we wanted to get better data on how much food waste is being generated, how much food is being donated. We wanted to look at what are the best practices that we can be advancing, right? Who's got the solutions that we can bring to scale? And what are the public policy pieces that really are working around the United States in terms of advancing infrastructure? And then in terms of, we do a lot of work around stakeholder building and partnerships. You know, we want to be talking to the right people, which is why I'm so familiar with so many folks on this stage. So we've been working for, like I said, about 4 years. We've seen some really tremendous innovations. We've seen some really tremendous improvements. We, as an industry, take this very, very seriously. Food waste is a major issue for us. And we're looking at all sorts of different solutions. So Dan, to answer your kickoff question, we're really looking at how can we get our own houses in order as these 3 industries, right, as manufacturing, restaurant, and retail. And then, you know, how do we talk to consumers about, you know, buying ugly fruit and vegetables, right? How do we change our packaging so that we can help keep food fresher longer, right? So that the bag of arugula that is admittedly sitting in my crisper and going not great because I went out to dinner a bunch of times this weekend. You know, what can we do as a manufacturing industry to improve that packaging to make it sit in my crisper a little longer so I'll eat it, won't throw it away. So we're doing a lot of work around best practices and innovation and especially around collaboration, and I'm happy to talk about that more.